So, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be covering all of the different outcomes and scenarios that surround this week in Sky Bet League One, as it is a pivotal match day in shaping the rest of the season. So, starting off with outsiders, Barnsley. Now, for me, they're going to need a miracle, but let's run you through every single thing that needs to happen in order for Barnsley to end up this season in the top two. Now, Derby would need to lose two matches. If they were to lose their next two matches, which on paper it seems they're most likely to lose, then Barnsley would have the ability to leapfrog them should they win every one of their remaining games. If Peterborough drop points in two of their matches, doesn't have to be both losses, just need to drop points, then Barnsley could go above them as well, but again, this is looking more and more unlikely as we go further down. Finally, Bolton would need to lose twice in out of their last four matches in order for Barnsley to be able to overtake them. Now, while theoretically they could get away with a couple of draws, Barnsley would have to overturn a ridiculous amount of goals, including one to Bolton, which is 12 goals, and one to Derby, which is 14 goals. It just seems highly unlikely. Now, in my opinion, I think Barnsley should probably start getting prepared for the playoffs. It is highly unlikely, like I said earlier, that all the teams above them that they can still catch are going to drop points twice out of their last four matches, or 6 matches in the case of Peterborough. Now, obviously, they need teams to lose a couple of times, which again looks very, very unlikely. So I say Barnsley, start preparing for the playoffs. Now on to Peterborough, where they would need Derby to lose one of their matches in order to have the automatic promotion back in their hands. Derby could draw and Peterborough still have it in their hands. However, an 8-goal deficit would need to be overturned between now and the end of the season. Obviously, the reason it is in their hands, they don't need Bolton to do anything, is because the two sides play against each other on the final day. Now, this match could be the one that seals promotion for one and sends the other one into plus. I certainly hope so, as it will have amazing drama for the last game. In my opinion, now, Peterborough need to win one of their matches by 4 goals or more. I'm looking at that Fleetwood game as they've just been dealt a 4-0 defeat by Oxford, but I just think they need that win because I can't really see Derby losing any of their last matches. Obviously, against Wycombe and Leyton Orient, they're more likely to get a draw than in other matches, but I can't see them losing any, so I do think Peterborough will need to overturn that goal difference. Now, obviously, Peterborough, in this case, would need to win every single one of their remaining games, including that last day decisive match against Bolton. Now, that for me is their one that I think they could slip up in, or they will slip up in. Other games to look out for would be the Oxford one, as Oxford seem to have got themselves back into some sort of form, and going away to the Kassam can sometimes be a hard day out. Now on to the team that sits currently just one place outside the automatic promotion spot. It is Bolton. Now, their scenario looks a little bit nicer than Peterborough's. Now, obviously, Derby only need to drop points to allow Bolton to go above them should they win all of their matches. If Peterborough drop points between now and the end of the season, it won't directly affect Bolton, but as long as Derby don't also drop points between now and the final day, they will not be playing anything. So, Bolton may get a more favourable team they have to play against because Peterborough may start preparing for life in the playoffs, and I do think that it may make things a little bit easier. Obviously, if they go and beat Portsmouth next week, they move to within 6 points of the league leaders. Could this help them in terms of getting the title? Possibly not, as I hope we don't go and completely bottle it, but it is very much a Pompey thing to do. But it would certainly keep them within striking distance of a Derby, so that is always something to look out for. In my opinion, I do think that if Bolton win every single one of their remaining matches, they will get automatic promotion. Now, this isn't to say I think they will do it, but I'm saying if they do, I think they probably will. I can't see Derby going flawless. I can't see any team going flawless between now and the end of the season. Somewhere there's going to be a little hiccup. Now, if the team can pounce on it or not, it's down to them. But for me, if Bolton win every game, they will go up. Now, next up, it is the team that in the race for second place, they are the team that currently hold the all the cards, really. As if Bolton drop points, Derby can get away with dropping one of their own. I think they will, so I think Derby will be able to drop points at least once during this run-in. If Bolton lose and Peterborough draw, the same thing goes, but Derby this time would be able to lose one of these matches and still get promoted. Again, the same circumstances there. But if obviously Peterborough go and lose and Bolton lose one, then they definitely can lose a game and still get promoted. If Bolton do beat Portsmouth at the weekend and they win both of their matches in midweek and obviously on Saturday, they would move to within 2 points of the league leaders. Yes, Portsmouth would still have that game in hand, but things may start to get a little bit nervy on the south coast. Now, in my opinion, Derby need to win every game to have a chance of winning the title. However, I think they can probably drop a few points here and there and still go up automatically. Now finally onto my team, the league leaders, the team that are sitting at the top of the pile, Portsmouth, where if Derby drop points in one of their next 2 matches, Portsmouth can win the league next Saturday with a win versus Bolton. If Derby lose a game and draw a game, Peterborough draw one of their matches, then Portsmouth can go up with just a point against Bolton, and then they would obviously need a subsequent point to get the title, as Bolton still would be technically be able to catch them, despite the gap being 9 points. Obviously goal difference can make a difference in these sorts of scenarios, but it would definitely give Portsmouth all the cards going into the last 3 matches. If Peterborough were to drop points in either of their matches, Portsmouth would only need 2 points, so long as one of those points came against Bolton to gain automatic promotion. If Derby win both matches, Portsmouth would still need the magic 5 points to win the title. However, it doesn't matter what the scenario is, if Portsmouth win against Bolton on Saturday, they will win promotion. In my opinion, I think Portsmouth will only need 1 win to gain automatic promotion, but to make it official, we will need the magic 5. I think that, I don't know, I can just see Derby dropping points in one of those matches. I do think they are going to be okay, but I think that no one's going to go perfect in these last 5 matches. I'm hoping we can wrap it up by Barnsley. So that just about wraps things up then in this video. As you can see, it is all still to play for in Sky Bet League 1. If you are interested on how those games get on Wednesday night, we will be doing a live watch along on the channel of the Derby and Wycombe game, while also keeping updates on the Peterborough versus Port Vale one. And obviously, let me know in the comments below who you think is going to get promoted. You can tell me about the playoffs as well if you want. And I would say make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.